Okay, we forgot to do an intro, but for good reason. We're no longer doing a Let's Play channel. Patrick and I have decided that we're going to start our own band. We're still called Wired and Witty because we put too much into that name. So, no podcast this week, just some really cool tunes. Okay, ready?
Let's do it.
Alright, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh. Fuck, I forgot to learn how to play guitar.
Oh, well, that's gonna be a problem.
And write songs.
We can just auto-tune it.
Yeah, I think you have to pay for that software though. Ooh, and tune the guitar. Okay, podcast is back on.
Fuck.
Enjoy the show.
Welcome to another episode of our Wired
Witty
and Everything Else podcast. May the 4th be with you and happy Cinco de Mayos.
Woo!
Yeah, you guys may be watching this after the fact, but that's okay. Hopefully you guys have fun. So for those of you that aren't familiar with our podcast, we're just going to bullshit. This is kind of Witty and Wired's catch-up for the week. We're going to talk about shit that caught our eye and interested us regarding video games and everything else. And we're going to start it out like we do with most of our podcasts, and that's with a shout-out of the week. And one YouTuber that I happen to stumble all over, or I don't know why I said it that way, but stumble upon. I don't know why, random shit just pops up my feed sometimes, probably because I watch too much YouTube. But is Officer 401. Officer 401 has an actual really good channel. Now, granted, it's not, super exciting. It's just him and his, Dodge Charger driving, and all you really see is his hand. And he makes, really off, I don't know, hand gestures, but he has the most interesting stories to tell. And that's the thing with a lot of cops out there. When I worked at a movie theater, we had these cops as our security, and whenever I was assigned certain places in the theater, I was actually able to kind of hang out with some of the cops there, and they would always have some of the best stories to tell. And not to mention too, this guy is just cool as fuck. You can tell he just loves being a cop, and he has, he's just one of the good cops. And that's the thing. I know there are bad cops out there, and he openly admits it. Mm-hmm. But he says, the good cops far outnumber the bad cops, and that's all we kind of hear about is the bad cops. But then he gives his thoughts on things like motorcycles. He gives his thoughts on should weed be legal? Which he was just I don't give a shit, So
I got more important things to worry about.
But either way, just the way he commentates his videos, and he's starting to get guests on, and he's exploding. As far as he shit. I watched one of his videos, and he was just I'm at such and such number of subscribers, and now he's well past 300,000.
Woo!
Yeah, so he's growing really fast. But either way, like I said, really interesting content. I just happened to stumble upon this guy. So if you guys are bored and just want to watch something, go check him out. It's actually really interesting, and it's cool hearing it from the actual cop's perspective. He was mentioning this one when he's talking to people out there, he actually watches their hands just because that's what they're kind of trained to do. And he's when people pick up on that, he's what are you doing? He's oh, I'm just watching your hands. They're what? I'm not a criminal. He's I don't know that. It's just really, really good stuff. And go check him out. And tell him Wired and Witty sent you if you happen to subscribe. And, like I said, he's a huge channel, so I don't know if he'll even see that. But he seems to have a little community. He tries to get to them all. But obviously he has a day job, so it's kind of hard to do. And he's also really nerdy, too. He's really nerdy. He loves computers and shit like that. He's a really cool guy. Anyways, so do you have any cop stories or anything like that? Well, good ones.
No. Actually, when I used to work at Chipotle, they would come in, and one of the cops had, he would come in a lot, and I think we'd either gotten rid of or temporarily suspended the discount for cops. I can't remember. But I used to do trades with him. I'm okay, give me a human garbage story, and I'll give you a burrito for free. Just tell me about
Oh, shit.
People from all walks of life.
Their stories are sometimes really, really killer. Sometimes morbid, but
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you have to take the good with the bad, but sometimes they have really fucking hilarious stories to tell as well.
Yeah, because, I mean, people are dumb. And when you're, I mean, basically, they are here to protect and serve, but they're also a babysitter for the dumb.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, no. Hopefully the dog doesn't go off. Anyways.
Well.
And thank you, Officer 401, if you happen to ever see this. I don't think you ever will, but you make great content. Keep doing what you're doing, dude. I'm sure maybe one day you'll be doing just YouTube full time, but like I said, I think he just enjoys being a cop so much. I don't see him doing that. So, anyways, moving on to some of the news this week. One thing that caught my eye that was actually today is a trailer came out. Now, granted, it's kind of a teaser for Darksiders 3.
I haven't watched it yet.
Okay, it's a teaser, so we don't really know what to think.
Much, I guess, yeah.
But I think the Darksiders franchise is highly underrated, and it also sucks because it was owned by THQ, who went belly up, and then all the rights were bought out, and it just kind of got lost in the shuffle. I think Darksiders is one of those games that was just lost in the mix of all the other games that was out at the time. Mm-hmm. It plays a little bit like Legend of Zelda meets like God of War.
Yeah.
And I think like I said, it's a highly underrated game, along with another one of my favorites is like Brutal Legend. I would hope they would do another one of those, but I'm glad to see the franchise actually has some life left in it. Hopefully it's really good. I don't know. We'll see, but I can't wait to see actually some gameplay. One other funny thing that popped up as well that I'm surprised they're doing is, you remember, it's kind of an older game called Rampage.
Yeah,
with
the monsters.
With the monsters, the
I
monkey and the lizard. You're going around destroying cities and towns. Apparently they're doing like an animated movie, and I guess well, I don't know if it's animated. I think it actually might be a full... we don't know. It's just like it's early in production, but obviously they had to get Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson to be in the movie, and I guess he's like the head of the military, but he also has not the head of the military. The way that he sent out basically like a tweet about George the monkey and how they were like bad to him or something like that. I'm interested. I mean, you got my attention, kinda. I mean, I liked Rampage as a game, and it'd be cool if they could do something really awesome with today's graphics and that, but I have a feeling some company would fuck it up, as they always do with anything remake. So, but a movie sounds possibly interesting. So
straight to Netflix.
Dwayne Johnson, no, they can't afford to do straight to Netflix when you hire that dude.
Well,
he's the highest paid actor in Hollywood
right now.
Right now, yeah, he makes the most
because
money
he does
out of
all
all
the movies. If you go up to Dwayne, if we went up to him and we're like, "Hey, we got this garbage movie," I'm like, "Yeah, sure, I'll do it."
As long as you pay him correctly, I'm sure he would. But also, like, I do like Dwayne Johnson. He's actually a really nice guy. Like, I read this story about this one guy accidentally was driving, and he clipped this mirror on his car, and he pulled over. It was like, "Oh shit, I can't believe I did this." And then out comes Dwayne Johnson, and he accidentally clipped his car. He's totally cool about it. He was totally cool. And but yeah, he seems like a really, really nice guy, and we'll see. And then I'm happy to see that they've showed off the Joker finally for Injustice 2. Yeah. It looks really crazy. It almost looks like a combination between like Heath Ledger and Jared Leto.
Yeah, I think that was what they were going for.
Well, then they nailed it. I think. I mean, shit. It looks like a lot of fun to play. What sort of new stuff caught your eye? I feel like I'm talking too much.
No, I mean
nothing caught your eye.
Okay, so YouTube is gonna start investing a lot of money to make new shows, original content you can watch for free. I don't know if you've noticed on the site already, they've already broken up from YouTube Originals, and now they have a service, Get YouTube TV. So YouTube TV is basically, I guess, a subscription service that you can get like ABC, CBS, Fox, NBC, like popular cable networks.
Really?
Yeah. You can start watching them on YouTube, and you can watch them live. So like the sports events and stuff like that. I don't know about football. I know basketball. Yes. But it's like $35 a month. No, you can cancel at any time.
See, and I think that's kind of where the future is going to be going with TV, and maybe even the internet one day, where we don't like I've heard of those like WiMAX cities and things like that, where You don't even really have to pay for internet. I don't know if that's obviously not widely used. Yeah. That'd be nice to get something like that where you don't even really have to. You pay like what you need, because fucking cable prices are getting out of control.
It's getting ridiculous. Like, our bill is so ridiculous right now.
Well, it's kind of sad too, because ESPN had to cut a lot of their people.
Yeah.
And a lot of the blame, from what I hear, is just cable providers are charging too much for those additional services, such as ESPN. ESPN's not included. And if you want it, you have to pay a pretty high price.
Entire sports package.
Right. Like, and then you're going to get a lot of channels that you're probably not going to use or want. So you just say, fuck it. I'll just watch it on my mobile device. And unfortunately, I had to lay off a bunch of their people.
But, like, they already signed up Kevin Hart and Ellen DeGeneres already. So I am super excited.
That sounds really cool.
And Game Grumps is doing a new series for them as well. Game Grumps are developing their own comedy series, that's done by the same guy who does Community, Dan Harmon. So, I think it's as much as as the shit has been hitting the fan for the the advertising shit and the demonetization of people's stuff. Like, they are trying to move forward as a company. I mean, yes, there is still lack of communication with everything because they're YouTube, and that's
at the same time, they are massive.
You're massive.
And I'm sure they don't really have the staff to really sit there and answer back to you in an hour.
Well, I mean, I'm not talking about like little peons like us, but like if you're someone big, like, I don't know, who's after
like
PewDiePie?
I don't
know. I mean, like someone along those lines.
I don't know,
or Jacksepticeye, or someone, and a bunch of your videos get demonetized for no notice, no anything, and then you go and, like, when you ask them, they're just like, you said the word pregnant. Like, what the fuck? Like, but aside from all that, they're going to be investing a lot of money to develop 40 new original shows. And it's going to be building out that YouTube Red service. So that's exciting.
That is pretty cool. No, I hope, and I think that's how, obviously, I think that's how a lot of us consume at least a portion of our entertainment is through services like YouTube now, where you don't even like really go home and watch a TV show. You just like either turn on Netflix or you go on YouTube. Go pull up some sort of video service and you watch it there, whether it be subscription based or free. Who fucking knows? So that's definitely cool that they see that and they're planning for it and they're trying to make something of it. So I hope it works out for them.
I mean, they've got other people like David Lovato and Katy Perry signed up for behind the scenes shows. They've got the man Ryan Seacrest to do a show called Best Cover Ever, which is probably going to be American Idol Light. But I mean, you know how I am about them fucking talent shows, dude.
I know you like them. I'm kind of done with the whole reality TV show bullshit.
But they also got the slow mo guys to do something too. So yeah, it's just gonna be a nice mix. What else? Oh yeah, so China is building their own version of Wikipedia.
What?
Yeah.
Where like they're going to police it, sort of thing.
Probably, yeah.
I know like Google's banned over there and all sorts of other shit.
Yeah, they have a weird internet thing going. Like they're gonna digitize the Chinese encyclopedia.
Okay.
And basically just make their own Wikipedia. So basically, I'm just assuming if I look up, I don't know, the life of pandas, like the mating habits of pandas, it's going to say, well, as the Grand Leader proclaims, pandas are a national animal, and you should not be looking this up because it is morally wrong. You have now paid the Chinese government $30,000 from your private account and brought shame upon your family.
Well, there's that. Anyways, I'm not touching that. I'm gonna go back over to something a little more on the lighthearted side. Did you happen to see the Sony announced when they're doing the E3 this year? They've scheduled it for Monday, June 12th at 6 p.m. Pacific time, so that would be 9 p.m.
9 p.m. our time?
Yeah. So be at Moit, and we'll be watching it. Hopefully,
I gotta get off.
I'm hoping to see more dates to God of War, Days Gone, Last of Us 2, maybe some more more titles, more new shit. But yeah, that sounds really really good. Looking forward to that. And also, man, did you happen to see the Dark Tower trailer?
Yeah.
What? You're not excited about that? That looks legit.
Really?
I'm
just
sorry.
another kid with a grown-ass man trying to save the world.
It looks really cool. I'm can't wait for it. I'm gonna go watch it. Oh, why aren't you in school? Because he's trying an adventure.
Yeah, well there you go. Go on an adventure, and then what happens when you need to get a job? Adventure's not going to be on your resume.
You find a black guy with a pistol, and you fucking go on an adventure.
Right. And the guy from The Wire to be your resume.
And another trailer got fucking released that got me rock hard. The Defenders.
Yeah, that's okay.
Ah, fuck you. I love the Defenders. I heard a joke of just like, whoever the characters that the actor who plays Daredevil is like, his back must hurt from carrying all the rest of them. Like, hey.
That's exactly what I was thinking though, because I was like, out of all those shows, but
Jessica Jones and Luke Cage are good. But in the trailer, they kind of acknowledge that Iron Fist is a dweeb. It's kind of great.
Yeah, of course.
So I think just the Iron Fist thing was rushed and could have been a lot better. But we're not going to talk too much about that. But the Defenders does look really cool, and I can't wait. And then another thing, too, if you guys are JRPG type fans or whatever like that, there's a golden sale on the PlayStation Store. Mm-hmm. That cut a lot of prices on some of Japan's best games. Mm-hmm. There's one that I'm kind of interested in, but I'm playing so many fucking games right now that I'm probably not going to get it, and that's the Valkyria Chronicles Remastered. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I've heard that the game's just really fun. If you guys are buying something from the PlayStation Store sales, let us know what you got or what you want to get. And what you're excited about for that. I mean, sales are always awesome. I love sales. And but I finally beat Horizon.
Yeah.
Fucking great. It was a really good game, and I recommend it for everybody. Now, yeah, it does drag in the middle a little bit, but if you push through it, it's got a really good ending.
Oh no, it's I think it's a fantastic game.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a must-own for PlayStation owners, and I think, like, right now, I'm sure you could probably find it somewhere for, like, $40.
Yeah.
Totally fucking worth it.
It's so good.
Yeah. What else do you want to talk about?
Oh, God, I don't know. Like, nothing happened this week. Like, nothing, like, this week has been, like, I don't know, just me, like, get up, go to work, sit, do the thing, come home. Repeat. Like it's felt like a Guy Ritchie movie this entire week.
Are you like in Bill Murray's Groundhog's Day right now?
Yeah, just like fucking oh my god, and I mean more people are pissing me off on the road. And we've got this like huge bug problem right now.
Oh yeah.
In where we live.
And fucking front of my truck is destroyed.
Yeah, my car is disgusting right now. And it's like gnats. It's not even gnats, they're bigger than that. They're like the size of
they're like the size of like a good decent mosquito.
Yeah,
but
mosquito.
I don't think they are
like an
mosquitoes.
African mosquito. Like,
they're not mosquitoes.
No, they're not mosquitoes, but they're just like if you go to like the racetrack, they're just covered.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. I made the mistake stopping there for gas. I think it was Monday morning. I was oh my god,
shit, yeah.
I was like, oh my god, I don't even want to get
out of my truck.
It looks
like birds, but with bugs. It's so fun, and like the
so many
Burger
like
King
swarms.
shut down. I went to the drive-thru and there's like the whole like thing is like covered in the bugs, and the guy just like comes on like the intercom. He's like, "We're closed because of the bugs." I'm like, oh, okay. And then McDonald's like by our house like shut down all their lights, so you don't know if they're open or not.
Well, that's what attracts them.
Yeah,
because the racetrack was so bright, like lit really well, and it's attracting all those bugs. I'm surprised they don't just like put out giant like bug zappers and. It'd probably like cause a power surge though.
Yeah,
from all those bugs.
Yeah.
Like holy crap!
My car is disgusting.
Yeah.
Like I can barely see. I just don't want to wash it and then have to deal with it again.
Yeah, hopefully it goes away. I think the reason for like that particular area, I want to say there's like like a water source around there, and that's what's causing them. Because that area, like around this time when like the heat starts to pick up, it just gets really bad for a little while, then it goes away again. I don't know what else to fucking.
Yeah, I don't.
It's weird.
Something with the lake and then the fresh. I mean, like it's always like something because we have like a wooded area that's like right outside of our like where we get onto the highway. And like the last time that something like major happened, I was like smelling smoke. And so, like, when I went in there, I was like, what is that smell? And they're like, oh, the vagrants lit the forest on fire. And I was like, that's what this is? Because, like, the whole area was, like, covered in smoke.
What?
Yeah, I don't know if you remember that. Like, there was, like, the constant smell of burning. But apparently a couple of homeless people, like, lit, I don't know.
Oh, jeez. Florida. So we're ready for my why the fuck?
Yeah.
All right, this one's going to be a little interesting. And I want anybody to kind of hear me out all the way through. All right. But why the fuck are professional athletes sometimes little bitches when it comes to money sometimes? All right, I'm going to get a little more specific on that, but I'm like, to me, like, professional athletes already make a lot of money, and I'm sorry to say your job isn't very important. Now, granted, I love sports.
Yeah.
I'm entertained by them. And I think it is fair that you should make a decent amount of money, given, like, most sports have some danger involved, especially when you count in, like, MMA. MMA is the most dangerous sport out there. You're basically risking your body. But whenever you get into that, you know that. You know this. And kind of the goal is to get picked up by a company like UFC so you can make a lot of money, so it's worth putting your body through hell. And I know time at camp, staying in shape, having all these lifestyle things, it takes a lot of time, a lot of energy. It's not easy. Not everybody can do it. Not to mention you have to already have a background in like martial arts or some sort of skill if you talk about, you know, like football, basketball. I'm primarily focused at like the UFC stuff because I'm tired of like some of these guys out there that are just being little bitches when it comes to money. Now, granted, I get it. I mean, the UFC is making a lot of money, and I don't think all the fighters are quite paid fairly, but everybody compares themselves to the golden boy, Conor McGregor. It's like, oh, Conor's making all this money. Why am I not making all this money? It's like, I just want to smack him and be like, bitch, you see how many, basically tickets and pay-per-view buys he's selling and how popular, like, people can't get his name out of their fucking mouth. What can you do to make that happen for yourself? You know, you need to sit back and ask yourself that question instead of just complaining that I don't make enough money. And even then, I don't even like hearing that complaint that I don't make a lot of money because you make it what, like, I do in a fucking year off of one fight. Like, easy. And then if you are, like, a fucking champion, you make, like, what I fucking make in, like, 3 years. You know, not to, like, yeah, but, you know, you obviously, it takes a lot of time to get to that spot.
Yeah.
But even then, like, I know a lot of people bitch about the Reebok sponsorship, and they talk shit about Dana White. Dana White, I mean, don't get me wrong, Dana White looks like a giant asshole. He looks fair, but he also looks like an asshole that doesn't care about you so much. But at the same time, I think he does take care of his fighters. Like, that's one other thing, too. I've never heard of a story, not to say it hasn't happened, that, you know, they didn't medically take care of their fighters. I'm sure it's happened. But it seems to me that he has like great doctors and all sorts of best health staff, and that's good for those fighters. You know, like I would take full advantage of that. Now I might be wrong in that. I'm not the most experienced in it, and I'm sure there's a lot of after effect when it comes to when you get out of the sport. You know, brain damage and all sorts of other fucking crazy things. And I know you just want to make as much money because it is like a limited time. By the time you're mid-30s, you have to basically get out of that sport.
And you have to have enough money to retire. And if you get the shakes, have enough money to take care of that.
But that's another thing, too, is like these fighters don't seem to know, like, manage their money. Even Conor McGregor doesn't seem to manage his money very well. He's constantly buying expensive clothes, really expensive cars, and things like that, where you can tell that he's gonna be broke at one point. He's gonna eventually spend all his money. Hell, I would beg to say that Floyd Mayweather will be broke one day. The way they spend money. Yeah, the way they spend money. Yeah, look at Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson had to file bankruptcy.
Yeah.
That is going to happen to Floyd Mayweather one day. Mark my fucking words. I will put my money where my mouth is and bet on that. And these guys need to understand. And it's one of those syndromes that they basically come from no money to some money, and now they don't know what the fuck to do with it. And when they could be wisely investing that, making their money work for themselves, and where they don't have to fight at a certain point, and they don't need the Conor McGregor money. But it almost goes past that. It's like they see you ever seen that one video where they put the two monkeys together and they give like a monkey a treat, but it's not a very good treat, and then they see the other monkey do the same exact thing, but he gives a grape, and the grape is a really good treat, and the other monkey stops doing what they're doing until he gets a grape. It's like one of those things. They see Conor McGregor getting grapes, and they don't want to fucking do anything because, like, it just pisses me off in a way. And then to sit there and say, like, fuck the company, fuck Reebok, I wouldn't want you fighting under my organization either. But it's just I think this whole prima donna thing.
Yeah.
Is just I'm over it, and I think you're a contracted fighter, so Dana White can only probably do so much, but I don't know. If I was him, I'd tell you shut the fuck up or get the fuck out. Like, if you don't like it, you're not happy, you don't have to fight. Nobody's fucking putting a gun to your head and telling you to do this. That's my thoughts to it. I don't know. Maybe I'm being a jackass, but I don't know. Like, I get it, but if you get exciting enough to where people want to pay to come see you, obviously you're gonna make more money. I don't understand like the logistics behind that.
See, there's a fine line with that though. Like, what if that's not you? What if you are purely in the sport because you believe that you have skill, and you believe that like some people that's their passion. Like, fighting is their passion.
Oh, absolutely.
So they want to make money on their passion. And you're telling me that I have to become a sideshow in order to make money?
No. I don't think you have to be a sideshow. But like for example, GSP was never really a sideshow, and people paid a lot to see him. Like he was a huge draw because he was really good. You don't have to be the sideshow to make a lot of money. It's just you have to be exciting. Like, you have motherfuckers out there like, I'm gonna call out a couple fighters. Tyrone Woodley. I'm sorry, Tyrone Woodley talks too much shit. He's not that exciting of a fighter. He has some great knockouts under his belt. But for the most part, like the past couple fights I've seen him in, boring as shit. Super fucking boring. I honestly don't give a fuck when the next time you fight, because I'm going to be probably bored to tears.
Because you want to see him get torn apart, or you want to see him tear someone apart.
Right. Well, yeah, that's the thing. When you're standing... Well, obviously, but at the same time, there was literally... in the first round,
you to get to the point where you're almost dead. Then you'll earn your fucking money.
Not necessarily. That's not my point. But in the first round of the last fight with him and Wonderboy, there was like only I think 10 hits thrown between both fighters. So not to necessarily say Tyrone was also the asshole, but Woodley as well was, or not Tyrone Woodley or Stephen Thompson. Both of them, like, do something. Like, that's my point. It's like, obviously, you got to take a risk. You have to... I understand it's dangerous. You have to pick and choose your fucking moments to attack. But the whole fucking crowd is sitting there booing you. That's saying something. And then you're going to sit back and cry because I'm not making as much money. Because people don't want to watch you fight because you fight like shit. I'm sorry. Like, I don't mean to, like, be a dickhead. But that's my thoughts to it. Same with Daniel Cormier. I think he's an awesome wrestler, great fighter, but again, he talks too much shit, and he's boring. He's boring, both inside and outside the octagon. People don't really want to see him. That's the thing. Not to say, like, fucking Jones is any better. He's a fucking criminal. He's done shitbag things. I get that part of it, too. But, again, like, these guys are just crying about their money. And again, and then they have the fucking nerve to go out there and be like, well, you see guys in the NFL make this much money. Well, then go fucking play in the NFL. Or, I don't know, like, you picked the wrong fucking sport to be good at.
The NFL has been around for years. So
and that's another thing, too, right? I mean, UFC is becoming...
They didn't always make that much money.
Right, UFC is becoming more and more mainstream, but it still has a long ways to go before it is even in the realm of NFL. NFL is widely known, and
baseball, NBA, and NFL have paid their dues, buddy.
Yeah, big time. They have fans, they have all the shit, and I don't know, like it's just one of those things. Like, you shouldn't be comparing yourself to other sports. Well, quarterback makes this much. Well, I might not make that much.
Because you have to play.
You know, like, you will trust me, because I keep up with the whole fighter realm, and I just see this shit happen all the time, and I just want to smack them. Like, I mean, obviously it kicked my ass, I get it, but like they're fucking stupid. And then you have someone come out and say, fuck you, UFC. You work for them.
Yeah.
You work for them. Like, what the fuck? Like, again, nobody's twisting your arm telling you to fight for them. Go fucking flip burgers or something, dude. Or go fucking develop a craft. Hell, take that fight money, go put yourself through fucking college and be a doctor or something. There you go.
They want to fight.
Well, then, stop bitching. You're making money. Hell, I wish I could fucking not have to go to my job and actually, like, go fucking hit punching bags and fucking roll around with other fighters and, like, spar and shit all day. That sounds fun. Now, granted, it's a lot of hard work, but I'd much rather fucking do that than go to my boring bullshit job. And these motherfuckers are getting paid for it. You are living the motherfucking dream. Yeah, sure, you're not making that Conor McGregor money, but I can tell you what, you're making more money than me, and I'm doing okay.
Isn't that a stigma though? Like everyone says, like, why are celebrities unhappy? Why are people in the limelight unhappy? Like, they make so much money, blah 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 blah. Like, we don't know what that's like. We don't know. You know, you can't just say that they should be happy or they should be happy with their circumstance because we don't know what's going on in their life. I mean, like that sport is like something that they dedicate themselves to. That's their entire life. Their body, their mind, their family life, that all depends on that sport. It's all around that sport.
Yeah.
I mean, I would want more money.
Everyone wants more money. That's another point I have. Everyone does. And I think through those sort of things, if you're good enough and you're consistent enough, and like I think Dana White will also, I see, just from a fan perspective, the fighters that sit there and actually take any fight that's given to them seem to do the best, seem to make the most money. But when it's fighters that are real picky about who they fight, and they'll turn down fights, those fighters to me look like they struggle more. Obviously, you want to try to pick the fight that's going to advance your rank to where you're one step closer to championship. But again, you gotta sometimes look back and fight the other guy to make sure you're still a contender, or this guy might be some up and coming champ or whatever the fuck, and you might have to be the one to knock him down. You know, that's just my point. Is I don't know, like, just I think some of these guys just need to eat a fucking slice of humble pie. Now I get your point though, like, money doesn't necessarily buy happiness, but in these cases, like, it's their security. You know, a lot of them support their kids off of it and their families, and you want more money to do it. And not to say like they make enough. I think, yeah, sure, a lot of fighters I think do deserve more, but I think the way they're going about it is completely wrong. You know, bitching about, you know, basically, again, calling fuck you, your boss, fuck you, your company. Again, to me, that's not helping your case at all. And on that note, let us know what you guys think. I know it's kind of a dumb why the fuck. It baffles me sometimes, like, how these guys bitch about something that, again, they love doing it, and I know they want to make more. I want to make more money. I'm sure you want to make more money in your job. Everyone wants more money. But sitting there going on like Fox and ESPN and be like, I want more money, Dana White's a douchebag, is just sad. Anyways, do come back and join us next time. Oh, and I hope you guys are enjoying our Little Nightmares playthrough. Just to let you know, we did reach a finale for that. It'll be 7 episodes long. I think the 5th episode aired recently. Yeah. Probably the finale will be airing around the same time as this. Hopefully you guys like that. I thought it was a really fun game, and just wait for the Sea of Fat. Anyways, later. Yeah.